are looking at a Benchmade Bugout. Hey, it's Randy's Rules, where Randy's Rules are always in effect. How you guys doing today? Good, good. Glad to hear it. All right. Hope you guys have been enjoying the weather. Around here, it's been unseasonably wet and cooler for August. Not going to complain too much other than the grass keeps growing. Usually it's burned off by this time of year, and unless you're watering it, it doesn't grow, but it's still growing, so keeps me busy on the weekends. All right, we got the Benchmade Bugout. This is a knife I've had for a little while. Got it right after they came out with the I believe they call it the Ranger Green. Some people might call it an OD green. Now, I did purchase this prior to the kerfuffle Benchmade had over the gun destruction up there in Oregon. And I know everybody's got opinions on that. I haven't purchased any Benchmade since then. I can't say 100% that it's because of that issue. It's more that I just haven't found one of their products at the price I wanted that just made me have to have it at that moment. So if I do find something, I do have my eye on some of the other products, and when it comes time to buy, I may give some deep consideration to their stance on Second Amendment issues. But personally, I don't know that I was very satisfied with their response to the issue. But they're a knife company, so if that's what they put first, then you can't really fault them for that. But be that as it may, we'll continue on here. I already had this knife. I'm not going to give it away or destroy it just to make a point or anything like that, or I'm not going to quit using it. So I had it, and I've got it, so we'll enjoy it. All right, what can we say about the Bugout? First, don't really know what was the motivation with the name, but I know I've seen a lot of folks say it. When they think of Bugout, they're thinking something to go in your Bugout bag that would be an outdoorsy kind of a good rugged knife. Yet they don't feel like this one quite fits that bill. And on some aspects, I can see that. In some, I think that's maybe a bad route. But first, let's get into the specs a little bit. We got 7.46 inches overall length, 3.24 inch blade with a 3-inch cutting surface, and you got a little sharpening tool in there. Blade thickness is 0.09, and being a Benchmade, of course, it's going to be S30V steel, which most of their knives are. It's a good flat grind, and this one is it's kind of a satiny sort of black finish on the blade, and then the handle is what Benchmade calls grivery, and it's in a color they call Ranger Green. And when these came out, the blue one didn't ring my bells much, but when I went to a knife shop and they had just come out with the green, I thought, well, that's a handsome looking knife, and had them pull it out of the case, and I held it and worked it a little bit and decided I had to have this knife. And they had it at a fairly attractive price, so I picked it up. Um, let's talk about some of those things I liked about it when I picked it up. First, it is very light. When you pick it up, that's the first thing that struck me was how light it feels. With that being said, that blade doesn't have a lot of mass to it, so when you operate the axis lock, it doesn't. That blade, you really got to kind of give it a pretty good toss to get it to flip open, and then you have to give it some wrist action to get it to close if you just want to do the flip close like that, because that blade just doesn't have enough mass that you get a lot of help from the blade itself in moving. But other than that, I just like the shape of the blade. I thought it's a nice shape. It's a thin blade, so it feels like you can really do some nice cutting with it. The knife is so light, but yet so balanced in the hand, and it has this jimping on the back, and you get just a nice purchase in here, and you just feel like you have a lot of control over it. And it it does feel a little delicate maybe for real heavy work, but not that it doesn't feel weak. It just feels light. And I know we're kind of accustomed to things being heavy is heavy duty and light is light duty. But a lot of lightness comes from the fact that the frame ends right there, just behind the lock. So the handle, all the support is in the handle. And I know some folks are concerned with how you can get it to flex a little bit when you squeeze on it, but you have to really squeeze on it. I mean, I haven't noticed it ever flexing just during general use. Maybe if you went to pry something, you'd feel some give there. But I'm probably not a knife I'm gonna want to do a lot of prying with. But I mean, if you're bugging out and you're out in the wilderness, and this is the bug out knife that you're carrying, then I guess you'd want it to do anything you'd want a knife to do. So, but I don't know. But it's, as far as carry, it is probably one I grab not most frequently, but one of my most frequent knives, because when I'm reaching in my knife drawer and grabbing something, I'll grab this because it's just that lightweight. It's just so comfortable in the pocket. It's not very thick. It doesn't take up that much real estate, and it's got a deep carry clip, so it fits down nice and deep in the pocket. And then it's so light that you just don't notice it's there. Also, I guess bug out. Also, if you're wanting to put something in your bug out bag, where weight can make a big difference, this would be good there. It's not going to add much weight to your load, and that would be very practical for that. As far as quality, this is at this point the only Benchmade I've ever owned, but the fit and finish are right on. As you can see, the blade is perfectly centered. It locks up tight. There's no play. That axis lock works like it should, and it's just a nice, good feeling knife. and it's had a fair amount of use because I've carried it quite a bit. The handle still looks brand new. The blade, on the other hand, um, don't know exactly what the finish is on that, but it's just showing some. I don't know if you can pick it up on the camera or not, but just a little slight discoloration in the color. Nothing severe, and the color is not coming off. It's just it's kind of taking a little different shading, and I'm going to attribute that to cutting apples. I pretty much eat apples every day at lunchtime, and I will, whatever knife I'm carrying, will pull the knife out and slice it. So this one's cut quite a few apples, and it may be some kind of, there may be something in the apple, whether it's the sugars or some certain amount of acidity or something like that that may have discolored a little, or it may. I haven't tried to wipe it down to see if that comes off or anything, so not too concerned about it. Doesn't affect the knife at all. Haven't never taken it apart. There's some pocket fuzz in there, but what you're going to get with a open back knife. I'll take a canned air every now and then, just blow it out, and I'll just do a drop of oil down in there, and it has a nice action. Which I have had knives get a little sticky from cutting oranges or apples. I guess that syrup gets down in there and will stick in the pivot, and they'll get a little sticky, and I have to clean them. But this one still works like it did. They got it. Thought it would get a little looser, but it still has pretty much the same tension it had when I got it. So yeah, it just doesn't have enough mass to give you that real. You can do a lot of wrist action and get it the flip open and close, but kind of hard to do here in the limited field of vision I have. But but overall, it's a good knife. Nothing about it has turned me off to Benchmade's quality. And like I said, if they have something else out there that I like for the looks and the feel, and it's at the price point that I like, I'll definitely consider it. And at that point is when I'll make a decision on whether the other issues are a deciding factor or not. If it is for you guys, let me know. Not to get into a big debate on, it's kind of was discussed to death there for a while. So no need reopening the big debate. But will you guys still buy Benchmade or not? What do you think about them? Are they worth the money? They don't make a budget knife price wise. They make some that maybe a little less to them than others, but they do seem to be a premium for that butterfly on your blade. So I don't know. I don't know if I've always seen the value in all their products when I've looked at them, but the one I own, I'm pretty pleased with. Couple other things you might notice: it does have a left or right on the clip. You can move it to left or right, so it is ambidextrous. With the axis lock being accessed from either side, and the thumb studs on both sides. It's going to be tip up only, which that's fine with me because that's the only way I carry these knives. And they do have a nice large lanyard hole, and I do at times put a lanyard in there because when I'm carrying a knife, especially a deep carry clip like that, rather than getting my stubby fingers down in my pocket to dig out the knife, I can just grab the lanyard and get it pulled out real quick. Anything else you guys want to know about this knife? Well, I think that pretty much covers. It's a pretty straightforward, simple knife, and that's about all I can think of with it. Before I go, just want to remind you guys that when I get to 100 subscribers, that's going to be my first milestone I'm going to celebrate, and I'll do that by giving away this Leatherman Micra to one of you lucky fellas out there or gals. It's a little pocket or keychain carry multi-tool that has the scissors. So that'd be really nice to have for somebody, and those are really handy. And I'm going to actually, before we get to that point, I will do a little review of that, what I think of it, compared to some other little similar type items, and discuss the benefits and drawbacks, and be watching out for that. All right, that's all I've got. We'll see you guys next time. Be sure and hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks.